All right, we're live here at the Sarnia Sting on the concourse, as always, here, and an exciting night getting ready to happen as the London Knights are here to take on the Sarnia Sting, and what an exciting games it has been. We'll talk about that coming up in just a moment, but we've got Seth here from Valen, and sorry, Seth, we put you right on the spot here.
That's okay, Dave. Great to be here. Great to be part of this.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Valen because, well, you got a lot going on here, but for those who might not know what Valen is and what they do, you're the branch manager. Tell us about it.
Well, we are an industrial wholesaler. We have safety supplies, tools, janitorial products. We supply a lot of the industry here in Sarnia.
Yeah.
And this really is part of our local IQ program to get out in the community and get our name maybe a little more visible to the folks around Sarnia. So
why is that? But I mean, here, you've got. Look at, I even stole some stuff from you already.
Got some gloves.
I got some gloves here. We got a hockey puck there. But you're really pushing this local like you. How is Valen local?
Well, we are local. Myself and Pat and Steve and Kathy, our team, have been in the safety industry in Sarnia. Okay. Pat and I for 37 years.
Oh, wow.
Steve's been 28, and Kathy's been over 15. So, we are people from this neighborhood, from this community, and running our branch and just having a lot of fun doing it too. So
yeah, that's great. Now, why did you? I mean, you can go out anywhere and set up tables anywhere. Why was it important for you to be here with the Sarnia Sting tonight?
Well, first and foremost, the Sarnia Sting is a great organization. We were here last year too, had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And the local Like You program is our national program. So we've been sponsoring games across Canada. Wow. And having just a great turnout in the local communities, just having a lot of fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And the Sarnia Sting are excellent this year. Hopefully can make a deep run, and we're glad to be a part of it.
So you're a hockey fan then, are you?
Hockey fan, played since I was 3.
Oh, wow, okay. So have you been following along with the Sarnia Sting then to kind of get an idea what's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Been very excited since the trades, those latest trades.
Yeah.
The team's really playing well.
And they're paying off here, right?
Absolutely.
We've had our moments of being upset for sure, but I mean, that's part of the success of a winning team too, right?
You have to put in your time, so I think we put in a lot of time. This is our year. I think we're going to go far.
I agree with you. Now, if people want to find out more about Valen, is there a website or somewhere they can go to find out more?
For sure, valen.ca, VALLEN.ca.
Okay.
And it's got all the information there, and you can order right there. Or come see us at the branch, 824 Phillip Street. Love to see all the people come out.
Awesome. Seth, thanks so much for joining
Thanks,
us. I'll
Dave.
take the headphones back.
All right.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thanks again. All right, Seth from Valen joining us here, and you heard they like to be here giving back into the community, and what a great way to be a part of that with the Sarnia Sting. I can tell you, I can tell you that our friends from London, I'll say that, and look at Lee Bazeley is fashionably late.
It's weathery out there. It's very weathery.
It is weathery. Well, I appreciate you getting here. We were just talking to Seth here from Valen and what they do here in the community, and then they were also talking about the excitement here with the London Knights here in the house tonight. And, boy, you guys can see on the camera there on the door, they're still piling in here. We thought maybe the weather might have held some back, but it's looking like it's going to be a full house.
Oh, for sure. It might have slowed them down, but they're definitely still going to be here. That was part of what took me a little bit longer just getting in the building. I was waiting in line behind 2 entire bus loads of London Knights fans that came in tonight.
Wow, that's amazing, right? It's kind of expected normally, but Lee, I'm going to say tonight against the London Knights is not really a normal game with these two pairing up.
No, last time they were in the house, even that was not a normal thing. But after the last few games, these two have really bumped heads. These two have really shown each other what they got. It's going to be another really, really good. It's going to be a classic tonight, I think.
Yeah, for sure. History definitely to be made here, I would say.
Yeah.
We talk about history. We talk about the history of the Sarnia Sting. Boy, they've really come through. I was just saying to Seth, they've come through a lot of bumps here, but that's really a part of a success of a strong team like the Sting.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to go through your bad times to do that. Different people involved, different players, different coaches, even different people in the front offices making the decisions on all that stuff.
Yeah.
They've gone through so many different ordeals over the years and different struggles over the years. And it seems like this year's been a really special time to be a Sting player and to be a Sting fan. Just this whole community of Sarnia Sting the Sting Nation has really come
Yeah,
together.
they really have
and
brought it forward.
This 2022-23 season has been, something that we'll always remember as Sting fans for a long, long time.
Sure. There's Jake Borey was talking to him earlier about his team and what they do to give the in-game experience. It's a great experience. So thanks to Jake and his team. But I don't know if I mentioned this last time we were here, but I had a chance to talk to Alan Letang one-on-one after, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago anyway. And, the coaches don't always get enough credit for what goes on. I mean, sometimes, like, if they get fired, and then you hear about it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, you've got a really great coaching staff there. And I was talking to him, and this is one of the things I love about Coach Letang, is not only is he a straight shooter and puts it out there, and I told him that. I said, that's what I really like about you. And he said, well, wouldn't I really be doing the players a disservice if I wasn't straight and honest with them? And he said, and not only that, wouldn't I be doing a disservice to the fans? The fans have an expectation for us to come out and at least perform at our top level. So I think you'd probably agree that the whole coaching staff here has done an amazing job.
They have done great, and that's the stuff we don't see, right? Like, we see the videos on the scoreboard. We see their social media pages. There's pictures and videos of amazing plays and the players coming together. And, we see videos of the players walking in their suits and everything. We don't see the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens on the practice surface, in the locker rooms.
That's right.
The coaches, what they do between games when they're not even with the players. They're in the offices. They're trying to figure out what to do to make this team come together strong and to make this team do what they have to do against teams like the London Knights.
Yeah.
And we've seen it this year with Al Letang and this coaching staff of the Sarnia Sting. It's been really something special. And, as we always talk about how good the players are, and you are always like an advocate for these coaches, especially Al Letang.
Yeah.
But, you're right. They don't get enough credit because what happens behind the scenes, and and I've come in here into the building sometimes when they're out there practicing, and they're getting worked hard, and it's the coaching staff that's there running those drills, correcting any mistakes and trying to see where we can make them work harder, and any tiny little, just kind of tweaking things a little bit, coming up with the plays, get like we talked about, right? The
tireless,
the players, right? Like having a better mentality this year of not letting little things get to them and ruin their whole mentality for the whole game. That's definitely the influence of this coaching staff.
Yeah, for sure. So kudos to them. And there's a whole lot. I mean, the volunteers that are here, the ushers, like there's just a whole lot, like you mentioned, that people don't see. So be thinking about that the next time you've got an experience. I love it. This is what I love about a packed game like this. So I've seen people I have not seen in a while. I don't know, say they're jumping on the wagon. I don't care, but they're here and they're giving their support to the Sarnia Sting. Now, Lee, you talked about, coaches getting things worked out to like how to take on somebody like the London Knights. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that because the London Knights have really been a thorn in the side of the Sarnia Sting. The last two times that we played them, both went to an overtime shootout, not in the favor of the Sarnia Sting.
No.
So what do you think needs to happen tonight that maybe didn't happen before?
Honestly, the last one that happened here when we were up 3-0 in the third, we talk about how the players don't let things get to them.
Yeah.
I don't think Benny Gaudreau was having a good night that night. He made a mistake, as everybody does, but he was not able to get past that. And from that moment on, it seems like he almost kind of fell apart and just goal after goal after goal. And, I mean, I think that's a conversation that maybe needs to be happening with the goalie, like the entire goaltending team here as well, because we've seen how good that the rest of the team has been with their mentality on the ice and being focused on that task. I almost think that night, Benny Gaudreau had a problem. He just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
The rest of the game, it almost was perfect. It went so well. I mean, honestly, I think if we just play another game like we played that same last time the London was in town here in the Hive, it's going to be a different. It's going to be a different outcome tonight if we can play the same game that we played that night.
Yeah. Well, obviously the fans hoping for that, but the London Knights fans are here as well. Kudos to them for making the trip down. Like you said, the busload was here. I know a few of my friends who are from London were texting me, is the game still on? The game's still on. Yes. Like Sting had to finally tweet out, the game is on. Stop calling the box office. If it's canceled, we'll be sure to let you know. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that everybody's got to be on the same page, the same mindset, and we do. We have our bad moments, and then sometimes we let those moments penetrate to bringing us down. And oh man, and then it's like, but easy for us to say.
Definitely.
I always say, says me who doesn't know how to tie skates, but
I'm sure everyone is their own worst critic out there, and
of course.
while we, as the fans and his team, might be willing to like give him a pat on the back, like that's one mistake, buddy. We all do it. I don't think in that moment in that game, for the rest of that game, he could let himself get past it. And everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's got to learn to, and this is the level now where they start really feeling the pressure. You know, they've been playing hockey since the moment they could tie up a pair of skates.
Right.
But this is the level now. They've always felt kind of some pressure. There's always been, an end goal in game once they start realizing they've got the talent to take it to that level. But this here, the OHL level, the next level before they hit the big time with the NHL contracts, this is when they're really starting to feel the pressure.
Sure.
This is when they really have to showcase their talent.
Yeah.
And this is when every little mistake can kind of really get inside their heads. And
Yeah,
kind
and the
of ruin
scouts
it.
are out too, right? I got to tell you that. And speaking of that, like Dylan Sika, of course, for the team. Until today, I hadn't seen him at a few home games for a while, so I know he's been out looking around, scouting as well. So that might be a clue as to part of the future plans once we get through this season. I think it's interesting how, well, again, you talk about that mindset. It's definitely important. But, as this team has progressed through so many obstacles, it's nice to see the fans getting out here and joining in, right? But let's talk about the last couple of games that we saw here, like Wednesday. That's what I was trying to come up with. Wednesday, playing against the Sioux. I was watching it on television, and the first few, hi guys, the first few periods of that Sioux game. I don't know if you saw any of that, but
I didn't see anything, but I was keeping track on the
was
CHL app.
It was quite a struggle for them. They really had a hard time. And then that game went to overtime and then a shootout. I don't know about you, but I don't like the shootouts with the Sarnia Sting. Their record percentage-wise has not overall been a positive one.
It hasn't. Yeah, usually when this team goes to a shootout, it's almost like, all right, let's start looking. Let's look to the next.
Kind of one eye open there, right?
We got to be looking to the next game, but they made it happen up there in the Sioux. So that was maybe that's stuff. Maybe that's something they've been working on and starting to get better, and we don't have to be as worried as we used to be.
I prefer just to not go to overtime, but
I don't know. I mean, I when they won against who were they playing there? North Bay.
Yes.
When they won 8-2, that was a great game to watch. But I do like to see a little bit of 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, I hear you. It makes for a little more drama, exciting adventure, all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, it gets tense. And then, of course, I don't know if you know, so then last night, London played Windsor, and Windsor lost to London in an overtime shootout as well there. So I wonder if, that's got to play something in the minds of the Sarnia Sting when they know they're going to be coming up against Windsor very soon. And then, I don't know, do you watch those stats when you're a player? Do you check that out, or you just go laser focused, don't care, we'll deal with that when we get there?
I'm hoping anyway that I'm sure they do keep their eye on the stats. I mean, when you're part of a league like this, it's going to be hard not to keep an eye on the other teams. You have to know what's going on with the competition. But hopefully the moment they set their foot on the rink out here, that's when I think the laser focus hits. Like they could be sitting down there right now, just focused on London, from the moment they walk in the building better than the moment they step on the ice.
Yeah.
Just focused on London, focused on tonight's task at hand. And then once tonight's game is over, then they can worry about what's going to happen tomorrow night in Windsor, which I'll be there for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have to get you to update us. How you doing there, Rich? Good to see you, man. So the swarm warning is out. We're getting ready for the Sarnia Sting to come out on the ice and take on the London Knights, and the excitement is building. Hey, Connor, how are you? Lots of people here to support it, so get ready. We'll be back here at the end of the first period to give you the updates here with the Sarnia Sting, and my friend Lee Bazeley going to join me. Boy, you got good seats here tonight, buddy.
Yep.
Right on. Okay, well, we're getting ready, so we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, and away we go. 1, 2, 3,
go Sting, go!